Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Print Storage here, and today we're taking a look at the 2024 Subaru Forester Wilderness in the Crystal White Pearl. If you're in British Columbia or close to British Columbia looking for a Subaru, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you find the perfect Subaru. So this is the most off-road oriented Forester that Subaru makes. Looks a little different. You've got some different aesthetics versus the standard Foresters, but overall, it's very much the same Forester. You've got increased ground clearance. You go from 8.7 inches to a minimum of 9.2. Out of the Wilderness family, this is actually the Wilderness product that has the least amount of ground clearance, but it's still more than your average half-ton pickup truck. So very, very capable vehicles. You've got an exclusive front end on the Wilderness. Definitely more aggressive than the standard Forester. More cladding along the bottom here. And the reason that Subaru's done the cladding along the bottom, that's the area of the vehicle that gets beat up the most, and cladding is definitely more durable than paint. So they're saving you money in that regard. You've got the 6 LED Gatling gun style fog lights, very, very bright, forward facing. They're phenomenal. We've got smaller, more aggressively styled headlights. They're LEDs, they're steering responsive, they're phenomenal. You get an exclusive front grille on the Wilderness, and you get an off-road / parking camera. Pop that off and put a tow hook there to help recover other vehicles, because you won't be getting stuck in this. And of course, you get the matte black hood decal, decal, sticker, whatever you want to call it. It's matte black, and the reason they've gone with matte is this is designed to reduce sun glare into the driver's eyes. Gloss obviously reflects more. Matte absorbs that light a little bit more. So I didn't think it would actually work. I was pleasantly surprised to find that it did work. And of course, it was in the least off-road place possible, in the Starbucks drive-thru, when I figured that out. We've got chunkier fenders around, or wheel arches, fender flush, whatever you want to call them, around the wheel area. And again, that's an area that typically gets beat up with rocks, so Subaru's done that. We've got exclusive 17-inch 5-spoke matte black wheels, and they're wrapped in Yokohama Geolandar all-terrains. Now, they are 3-peak mountain snowflake rated. They are legal for every road in BC throughout the entire year. More aggressive than an all-season, not as aggressive as some of the all-terrains out there. We've got our Wilderness badge. You get 3 of those on the exterior. We've got cladding covered mirror caps, so they're not painted. Again, more durable. They stick outside of the vehicle a little bit more. They're more likely to get beat up, so they're going with cladding instead of paint. Integrated turn signals, because Subaru's all about safety, just an extra piece of visibility. We've got anodized copper highlights on the roof rails, and these bars are thicker than your standard Forester bars, so you do have to get the aftermarket crossbars if you're putting something up there. You can't use the OEM bars. Sunroof, slide only. It's the panoramic one. It's got a little sunshade, wind shade, bug deflector combo there, and this of course just goes down when you go to close the glass. I'll show you guys that inside. Give you another side shot of the Forester, and it's still that boxy SUV styling that we all know and love out of the Forester. You can see there is more cladding along the bottom, areas that get beat up, than you find on the standard Foresters. And of course, Forester in anodized coppers, that's the highlight color. Fuel door is on the rear passenger side, and it's tied to the driver door. If the driver door is unlocked, that's unlocked. Regular, unleaded, nothing crazy needed. If I click lock on the key fob, you can see that shot out. That would lock in that hole and stop it from opening. So I just unlocked it. Let's click lock on the key fob, which is the top button. Doesn't pop open. Unlock. Now it pops open. Really easy to use. They've gotten rid of the internal release lever, which I'm a fan of. I like that it's tied to my driver door. Very boxy rear end. Give you that rear 3/4 shot. Again, I do like this angle on the Forester. I like the styling of the Wilderness myself. Get the blacked out badging. Another badge, blacked out. And of course, kind of like the Sport, it's got a black strip, except this is cladding, and the cladding worked its way all the way up here. So a little bit of different styling cues on the Forester Wilderness than some of the other Foresters, which I like. It stands out a little bit more, makes it slightly different. And in the rear bumper, we have backup sensors, and they will apply the brakes if it thinks you're going to hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. Terrifying when it works, but it is great. You can deactivate that if you're not a fan of it. And it comes with a bumper step pad from factory, which is nice. It's installed at the dealer level, but you don't have a painted bumper to mark up. And if you're getting a Wilderness, you're probably loading things in and out or have pets jumping in and out. To go with that front tow hook location, you've got a rear one. It's rear driver, front passenger. You can open the hatch off the key fob. You can do it from the door. You can do it from the driver's seat. You've got lots of options. And with that square rear end on the Forester, you get a ton of storage back here with that big boxy rear end. Tall, wide, and deep. Privacy cover standard. Locks in. Keeps things out of sight, out of mind. This is easy to remove. It's just telescopic. You can actually tuck it underneath this cargo tray in the false floor, and you can kind of see where it's supposed to go across there. Now, something you will notice about this Wilderness, it comes with a full-size spare tire on a matching alloy wheel. You can do 5 tire rotations, extend the life of your tires if you'd like, which I would recommend. But not many vehicles come with a full-size spare, so it is nice to get those. We've got grocery bag hooks on either side. Hook the loop of your grocery bag around that. They don't go tumbling. We've got a 12-volt power point for on the rear driver's side. Portable cooler, pump for inflatables at the lake, stuff like that. And we can fold these seats flat. Click of a button. Now, first world problem, I have to walk up to the second row to lift them back up. Fairly minor in the grand scheme of things. We've got hooks at the back here. Now they do have a weight, I think a maximum weight rating of it's 6 pounds or 3 kilograms. So, I mean, if you go by kilograms, you can actually hold slightly more than 3 pounds on there. But I probably wouldn't hang something that's 6 pounds off there. They're sturdy, but I wouldn't want to chance it. And I definitely wouldn't hang something there while driving because it's going to be directly in my rearward visibility. Got hard mount physical tie downs in each corner. Nice to secure awkward things. We've got an additional hook out of the hatch. LED cargo light, I can shut that off, but when it's set to door, which it is now, that'll shut off when I close the hatch. And then to close it, I can pull down, I can press the close button, I can lock and close it. So the idea behind this is I don't have to pull my keys out of my pocket or walk back up to a front door to lock the doors. So it locks, it beeps. When it closes, the lights are gonna flash and we're gonna get another audible. And there you go, it's locked. Now let's confirm that. It was unlocked. Now, to prove that I'm not just gonna click unlock, when I use the proximity key to unlock it, that's gonna flash, the hazard's gonna flash when I put my hand in the handle. There you go, unlocked. And of course, I didn't unlock all of them because I haven't changed that setting, so I had to click unlock. We've got a lot of headroom in the second row of a Forester. We've got a lot of leg room. These seats fold up really easy. And the seating material in this is not cloth, but it's not leather. It's StarTex, which is kind of like a neoprene. It's a Subaru-made product. It's 20% recycled plastic. The rest is synthetic, textured but non-perforated, so it's easy to clean, easy to wipe down, very, very durable. I actually find these seats the most comfortable in all of Subaru's lineup. Not just the Forester, but anything with the StarTex, because the material itself seems to have a little bit more cushion. It's a little thicker. I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of it. So big draw to me is the ease of cleaning. Now, on the back of the seat, it's not the same material as a cargo tray, but it is kind of rubberized on the back of the Forester Wilderness seats. So you don't have to worry about dog hair, pet hair, grime, dirt working its way into fabric. Way easier to clean. These seats can be reclined. You pull on that, and I'm gonna do this one-handed, well, I guess two-handed. So I pull on it and I push, and you can see it's reclined. And then I'm gonna pull again, and it goes back up. So really easy to use. Room, tall people fit, long-legged people fit. I actually find that I have the most second row room in a Forester than any other Subaru. Even the Ascent, I find I have more passenger room in the second row of a Forester than an Ascent. That's me. Everyone's built different. Everyone sits differently. Fold down armrest with integrated cup holders. Out of the center console, we have 2 vents in addition to the vents underneath each front seat facing rearward, so heats up and cools down more effectively. Got 2 USB ports to keep everyone connected on longer trips. And we have 3 map back pockets on either side. So storage is not hard to come by in a Forester. You get the Wilderness Forester floor mats, standard equipment. This is textured and is designed to be used as a step if you're loading something onto the roof on crossbars, something like that. The reason they've done that, the tire sits inside the fender, and if I stand on the tire, I'm essentially right at the back here. I could end up leaning, putting myself in a precarious situation. So that is a nice alternative. And that, we've got that little cutout there. That is what this little silver bar ties into. That's an extra side crash safety bar Subaru's installed, and that's designed to reduce the chance of intrusion into the passenger cabin in the event of a side collision. So Subaru's all about safety. That's where that comes in. We've got soft touch door card, soft touch armrest, anodized copper stitching, another Wilderness badge, power window switch, and there's a little bit of storage there with a bottle holder, which is nice, along with child lock. Now, important to note, child locks are not tied together. If you do one, you still have to do the other if you want that child locked as well. Now, as I'd mentioned, proximity key to lock it. You know, see, it's unlocked. Key within 46 inches. Touch the lines. There you go. I like to back up for a second before I start walking forward and redoing that. I like to give it some time because otherwise it confuses itself. And yes, we still have a keyhole despite it being a proximity key. Up front, door card looks pretty much the same as the rear with the soft touch. The stitching, we have a little bit different stitching. The front two power windows are auto power windows. The rear windows are just regular power windows. Window lock, if someone's playing with it, or you have dogs in the second row, yeah, do that. They can't accidentally roll it up or roll it down. Got our power mirror adjustment. Then we have a little bit more storage along with the bottle holder there. Driver's seat is power, including lumbar, and it's the same seating material up front as it is in the second row, that's StarTex, but we have Wilderness embossed on the headrest. Feels really nice. Not that I expect you're gonna be touching that, but it is a nice little touch that it does. It is nice. It's well done. Wilderness floor mats up front. We have a bunch of buttons by the driver's left knee. We have the ability to open the rear hatch. That's a press and hold. And I can close it as well. Same button. I can turn off the steering responsive headlights, which are the headlights that swivel left or right when you turn it on, and when you turn at speed. You can set it so the tailgate height doesn't open as far as max. That's great if you park in a garage, low roof, something like that. Scroll wheels for the brightness of your gauges. We can turn off traction control, we can turn off auto start stop, and we can turn off your blind spot detection if for some reason you wanted to. Can't really think of a time where you'd want to. But blind spot warning illuminates like so on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot. And the steering wheel has our anodized copper highlights on it, including the stitching. Left-hand side, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. You can accept calls, issue voice commands, hang up. Info, I'll get to in a second. Source switches from AM to FM to satellite, etc. We can go through the presets, go to the next song on our playlist. We've got our volume, which is nice. I really like this as the volume. The new, most updated Subarus have it left to right, which I'm not a huge fan of. We've got these arrows here, which will change our small center display and gives us different information depending what we want to look at. Most people like the digital speedometer. I'm one of them. We've got exclusive Wilderness gauges. They're anodized copper ringed. You've got Wilderness over there on the left. They're really easy to read. Subaru's made it nice and simple, easy to identify things right away. We do have paddles, downshift and upshift, so we can manually select our own gears, even with the automatic CVT. Right-hand side, we have our adaptive cruise and our lane centering. Both of those systems use these two black boxes, those color stereo Eyesight cameras, to look for cyclists, road lines, pedestrians, and other vehicles. These are also responsible for automatic emergency braking, which saves you 10% on your basic insurance here in BC. Now, I've turned on the adaptive cruise, and you'll notice that there are 4 bars ahead of the Forester there, all the way down to 1. That is the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you will follow at if you catch up while using cruise. 100 kilometers an hour, 4 bars, you're roughly 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you. Plenty of time to react. If the person ahead of you slows down, that'll slow down. You can follow closer if you want, but in the north, we don't need to tailgate everyone, so we're set like that. Lane centering I've just turned off and on. You'll notice there's gray lines, and they're kind of highlighted in gray. When the cameras can see the road lines, whether that's one or both sides, it illuminates white, just like those center bars, on the corresponding side. When it does that, it'll help keep you between the lines, keep you centered, gives you gentle steering input, easy to overpower if you have to. It's not gonna rip the wheel out of your hand, put you back in a dangerous path. You can overpower that very, very easily. We have intelligent and sport drive modes. So it defaults to intelligent for everyday driving. Sport sharp, you can see that pink line, a little bit more aggressive. You're gonna go faster sooner, sit at a higher RPM, use a little bit more fuel, but it's for more spirited driving. As you would expect with a vehicle that's gonna spend a lot of time outdoors or is designed to, heated wheel, keep your nice cold hands warm, defrost them. Great feature, absolutely fantastic. Steering adjustment, bottom left of the steering column, pull down. We've got tilt and telescopic, easy to use. Information screen, you can cycle through. Every time you press the info button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, it gives you a different piece of info. Depends what you want to look at, what information is important to you, but lots of options. It's also where climate control displays. You can see the fan strength there, and it ranges from 15 on the low side in 0.5 degree increments up to 29.5, might as well say 30. Freezing to tropical, easy to sync it back. You can see where your airflow is being directed. You'll always have your clock, always have your outside thermometer. This is also our front camera. There you go. Great for, it's almost 180 degrees. Great if you're approaching the top of a hill on a trail, you can't quite see over it. You don't have to always get out. And it's great in parking lots too. Below that, we have Subaru's 8-inch infotainment system. It's touchscreen, but we also have physical buttons down here. Sorry about that. Now, plastic's still on this. A little bit more glare than usual. Phone, radio, and media are fairly self-explanatory. You gain access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. Under apps, we have wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Put it in reverse, backup camera pops up, rear assist braking's on, parking sensors are on, top of the bumper can be seen, and you can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle. It's the best thing ever. Still have volume and tuning knobs, which is nice. 4-ways, which I hope none of you ever need to use. Driver side temp, passenger side temp, fan strength. Mode changes where the airflow is coming from, and I often get asked AC versus max AC. AC is moving moisture around the cabin so you don't fog up. You can condition the air even when it's hot. If you're defrosting your vehicle, you get in and there's snow on your boots and it starts to create some steam. That may come on its own. Don't turn it off. Max AC is the cold stuff. That's the stuff you use in the summer when you want it really cold. We have our heated mirrors, back window, and windshield wiper deicers. So where the wipers sit on the windshield, there's a heating element. You go through less wiper blades, it's nice. Below that, we have our media storage area. It is a rubberized area down there. You've got an auxiliary, 2 USB ports, and a 12-volt outlet. That is those USBs are where you plug in to use wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Automatic CVT. I do like this shifter boot, and I do like this anodized copper highlight. Manual mode. You'll see, it says right there, first gear, second gear. Now it's not gonna let me stop or start in 6th gear, and it's not gonna let you stall out, so it will downshift on its own if you're coming to a stop. Don't need to worry about that. We've got dual function X mode, which is like 4x4 low on a pickup. So you have to be going under 20 kilometers an hour to engage. Twist. There you go. X mode, rough terrain mode, downhill descent control. Automatically goes to the off-road mode screen. Twist to the right, you get deep snow and mud. You can see the image changed. Also, turns off traction control to allow for excess wheel spin. Now, if you exceed 40 kilometers an hour, it's gonna shut off and go back to regular all-wheel drive because that's way more efficient. Or press, and it goes back to regular. Just press down to disable. Parking brake, you pull up to turn on, sorry. Foot on the brake and push down to deactivate. If your foot's not on the brake and you push down, it's not gonna deactivate. We've got auto vehicle hold, which is a brake holder for construction, drive through rush hour traffic. And it looks like that up there. I'm not a huge fan of it just because I don't use it. I don't have it in mine. Heated seats, high and low for both the driver and passenger. Heats up really nicely with the StarTex. If you leave those turned on and remote start your vehicle through the My Subaru app, they will turn on as well. We've got nicely laid out cup holders, a little bit of storage behind those. Soft touch armrest. Deep amount of storage, and I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up with how dark it is in there, but there's a 12-volt power point, and there's places to run your cords out, so you don't crush the cords if you're using the armrest. Now, my favorite feature in any vehicle ever is this auto dimming rear view mirror. There's no switch to flick. If someone's got their brights on behind you, it just automatically dims based on the light sensor. It's great. There is an integrated compass, and these 3 buttons right here, that's the home link system. You can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to your mirror. You don't have to carry a big bulky opener on your visor. It's phenomenal. Above that, we've got LED map lights, got lane sway, which we can turn off, part of the Eyesight system. That's your automatic emergency braking. Got your sunroof control. We've got a little green light here when your My Subaru connected services are set up and subscribed. SOS is exactly that, emergency services. Blue's for roadside or concierge service. Sunglass storage, taco holder. We have card holders on both sun visors. We've got vanity mirrors with lights, and you can move them over to the side, keep the sun out of your eyes if it's directly at your left or right. So that is a quick look at the 2024 Subaru Forester Wilderness in the crystal white pearl. Something I did forget to mention at the beginning of the video when I was walking around this. It has a different final drive ratio than the other standard Foresters. This has a final drive of 411, which is a fairly low gearing. Helps you get off the line, helps you climb steeper grades. You do sacrifice a little bit of economy with that, but I think the capability more than outweighs it. And that's kind of what this Forester is designed to do. It's designed to tackle off the beaten path and get you where you need to be. So thank you for sticking with me through this video walkthrough of the 24 Forester Wilderness. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle behind me, any of the tech in it, or any of the vehicles in our lineup, put them in the comments below. I always love to hear from you guys. Look forward to your feedback. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.